homes of the stars of the city, yes, but also the working class men and women who would.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sorry, I'm running a little late. I had a call. Rob is working today, and I got a friend coming by to watch the football game tonight. He said like 7:45. When he texted, I didn't really think about the fact that I was going to live show till 8. I may get interrupted at 7:45. So anyway, maybe Rob will be back next Wednesday. I got my other phone here in case AK Nation calls in. He's called in the last 2 weeks. I think he added something to the show. I saw the ticket. We might do a video on the ticket things in Minnesota. I didn't think it was a big enough deal, but I don't know. Everybody got a lot of views, so maybe we'll do one tomorrow. Couldn't do an appointment today. I had a conflict today. We didn't make any videos today, but I watched all 5 football games. I'm going to watch game number 6. Even though I never get any views when we do football, it's my favorite sport. I think I know more about football than I do about basketball, but it's close. Basketball is my second favorite sport. Anyways, you guys can all hear me, right? Everybody can hear me? The mic's on. Just want to make sure the mic's plugged in. Yes, you can hear me? You can hear me. Okay. Yeah. Buffalo, Baltimore. I can't imagine a better game next weekend, but that's just me because I'm a Buffalo fan. And I'm also I like watching the Baltimore team because they got exciting players. But yeah, let me see I don't know. I'm from Rochester, New York, as I've mentioned before. And so let me see what the forecast is in Rochester because it's an hour away. They're going to get similar weather. I don't know if there's snow, but hang on. Rochester on Saturday is, I don't know if they're playing Saturday or Sunday. They announced, I think they're waiting until after today's game. But it's going to be high of 47 in Rochester and then high of 38. So it's not going to be super cold next weekend. That's kind of normal. It's not going to be like a 10-degree game. It looks like. I'm just guessing now. This is a week away, and that's Rochester, and they're 65 miles apart. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hang on. Let me get 1 second, guys. Anyways, I may have interruption to let my friend come in watch the game, but so tonight is a good game tonight. I'm looking forward. It's a nice matchup. Minnesota, anyone could win this game. I got Minnesota in my pick, but Minnesota I guess this is at Phoenix, right? Against the Rams. The Rams played well the second half of the season, and they got their two receivers. There's 2-star receivers are both healthy now. So, and they beat if I'm not mistaken, they actually beat Minnesota earlier in the year. So we'll find out. But the Packers, I'm a Packers fan. That was a painful game to watch. Fumble right on the opening kickoff. Their defense played really well. I mean, I know Saquon Barkley got some yardage, but I mean, considering all the turnovers, they held them to 22 points. Although the last turnover, that was offense, that was pass interference. I think the game was over at that point, but they would at least had a shot for onside kick. They would have the ball on the 1 yard line. How was that? He pulled the guy down, the receiver down. I know the ball was underthrown, but the receiver could have gone back to get the ball. But not when he's told. I don't understand how they just swallowed the whistle and Tom Brady didn't say anything. The announcers didn't say anything about that obvious pass interference in the Packers game at the end there. It would have been, I don't know, it was a minute something left. They would have had to get an onside kick and a second touchdown to win. But they, should they had a shot. They would have had the ball 1st and 1. I don't understand how that wasn't pass interference. I was pretty pissed off about that call. But they didn't play well. They had too many injuries. Their 3 best receivers were out by the end of the game. 1 before the game started and 2 after that. Josh Allen looked great. Unfortunately, so did Lamar Jackson. And it's going to be a great matchup in the 2 MVP favorites along with Saquon Barkley. I don't know. The Bills look pretty dominating it in the second half yesterday, but we'll see what happens. I don't think their defense is that great. Baltimore Ravens, but the problem is Buffalo's defense isn't the best, so they're not really a Super Bowl defense caliber team. They have a great offense, but pretty mediocre defense. They're kind of like how Green Bay was for years. So anyway, only 5 people. Now we got to build up. Got to build this up. 5 people. What's going on? Anyway. Boxing and Bulldogs. What's going on? Someone made picks last week, and I didn't write them down because they were here. You were supposed to make them in the video. I think Basil, you made picks. I don't know what your picks were, but they're in the thread. But I said make them on the video so I could go through the comments and write them down if you want, because I had myself and 4 friends. We do picks just for fun. There's 13 games. So anyways, there's all sorts of things going on with the WNBA, but it's all speculation. So I'm just kind of got to wait till February 1st. That's another almost 3 weeks away, right? So what's today, the 13th? It's all speculation in terms of people get cored. It's so complicated. And I do understand the basics, but it's just so complicated with the core and they can trade and the salary cap and free agency. I don't understand. I don't know why the NFL started that rule. I mean, I understand why they started it, but the franchise tag. But it seems unfair to me. Either you're a free agent or you're not. Just because you're one of their top two players, you shouldn't be able to core somebody. Yeah, I think the Lions will be in the Super Bowl, but they still got a lot. SAK Nation, what's up, AK?
What's happening, man?
What's going on? Are we just starting a few minutes ago? I'm going to do this and then go straight into the football game tonight. I know you're not a football fan. I'm kind of surprised you're not, but
no, I love football. I told you I had to watch it heavy in the last couple of years, but I'm a lifelong football fan.
Did you watch any of the 5 playoff games so far?
I saw some highlights on Twitter because my Washington Redskins, man, we won yesterday, so I'm hyped about that.
You didn't even watch the game, and you're a Redskins fan? You just watched the highlights?
My kids, they own the TV, man.
Oh, okay. You don't have 2 TVs? You don't have 2 TVs?
I mean, I gotta watch them.
All right. Well, tell your wife to watch it when you watch the game. These are playoff games. You don't have to do it every Sunday and make your wife do it. But can't she watch the kids during the playoffs at least? It's the playoffs.
Yeah. No, but you know what? The only football games I really watch is Colorado football. I don't really have no passion for the NFL anymore like that, but I still am interested, because I watched the Super Bowl. Last year, I paid. Remember you had to buy the app? I paid to watch the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, there's a good game tonight,
Who's your
too.
team, though? Who's your team?
Well, it was the Packers, but I live in Philadelphia, so I root for them secondarily, and I grew up an hour from Buffalo, so I root for Buffalo. But I was a Packers fan since I was 2.
Wow.
Yeah, so they lost. They had to play the Eagles, which was awful. Whenever the Eagles and the Bills and the Packers play each other, I hate it because those are the 3 teams I follow. But I know Packers is my team. Buffalo's my secondary team. I've liked them since '67 when they drafted OJ. He was a great guy before he killed 2 people and got away with it. And
you remember back in those days. You was watching football back in the day.
I've been watching football since 1965 when I was 6 years old. I remember the Packers playing the Browns and Jim Brown. That's the only time I ever saw Jim Brown really play live, other than when I was 3 and probably didn't even understand football. And and then I watched every Super Bowl, but Super Bowl 3, because our TV was broken and my dad went to my grandfather's and he was sick, so he couldn't go. I've watched every Super Bowl since then. Yeah. And I've watched almost every playoff game since 1965 in football. Almost every playoff game I think I've watched. I'll watch all 13 games probably this year. So it's because you tape it. It's easy.
You watch every football game, every playoff game of all the teams, or just your team?
Every play. I've watched almost every NFL playoff game since 1965. I can't say it's 100%, but it's really close to 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the one Super Bowl I missed, the Jets. I was only like 8. I guess it was 8. It was. I went and watched. No, it was 9. I went and watched it. I've seen the whole game again, but that one was like, yeah. My grandfather was dying, and our TV broke. So my father went over to my grandfather's house and said, "We can't be there because he's too sick." So that was the only Super Bowl I ever missed. And then I think I've missed a couple playoff games, but really I've seen 99% of the NFL playoff games since 1965. I mean, there used to be 11 a year, and now there's 13 the last 4 years.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's 7 teams make the playoffs now.
Yeah, 14, but yeah.
Good number. They need to stop right there, man.
Yeah, I like the fact that the number 1 seed gets an advantage. I even like before. Yeah. 12 was fine with me because I don't need 6 games. I don't need 6 games this weekend. 4 is enough. So 12 was fine with me, and the number 2 seed, they get a bye. I kind of like that, but it's for 14 or 12. 6 or 1 have to have another. Or 21. Yeah, I missed Joe Namath's biggest bright spot. He called a good game. I went and watched the game, and he called his own game back then. So he called a really good game. He knew just when he kept it short on the passing. He was running. He knew how to use up the clock near the end. He just played a really good game. But
Art Snell, what is his name? Snell, what's the running back?
Matt Snell. I think it was Matt Snell. Yeah, I think he got he's 105 yards maybe. I can't remember. I think he got 105. You hit a lot of carries, but he had like 105 yards. So yeah, and then the Baltimore choked. They underestimated them, and then Earl Morrall decided to have the worst game of the year against the Jets because they were the better team. If they'd played 5 times, the Colts would have won 4. They had a great defense back then.
That's why we love the Super Bowl, man, because it's
one game. And that's why the playoffs are exciting. It's single elimination. That's why people like the NCAA basketball tournament. I don't think it's fair. I don't think you get the best team that way. But for football, you don't have any choice. In basketball, you don't have any choice because they got too many teams, right? Yeah, you can't play 2 out of 3, but that would be the fairest way to play 2 out of 3. But you can't do that.
You don't even really want teams playing each other. Even in the regular season, teams in the division, they never play each other back to back.
Who's that?
The game's too violent for teams that play back to back.
Right. Yeah. You mean like
same two teams.
Oh, football. Yeah. I don't think the NFL's ever made 2 teams play 2 weeks in a row. I think I've seen it where they play 2 weeks or 3 weeks apart. And they switched the area, but I don't think I've ever seen back-to-back. Yeah, Baltimore and Pittsburgh's always a violent game, but I didn't see any really cheap shots, as many cheap shots as I normally see. So, yeah, the Packers had 2 unsportsmanlike plays yesterday, with just dumb unsportsmanlike plays. The guy was already out of bounds, and he pushed Hurts to the ground. It's like 15 yards. It's like, how could you give 15 yards? That's so many yards in a football game, in a playoff game. Another guy did the same thing near the end and put him out of range. It's just like, it's unsportsmanlike kind of. They're almost always dumb plays. They're just 99% of the time they're just dumb plays, and it crushes your team. It crushes your team. It's not like you were holding. If you didn't hold the guy, you would have sacked the quarterback. Okay, you can understand that 10 yards. But there's like no excuse for those plays. The coach, I would like bench the player the next game. Like unsportsmanlike plays. He said, how can you have that? I'm sure they preach it like crazy and they still don't listen. A lot of
Yeah,
turnovers.
I mean, here's the thing though, like those games, the second guy always gets the turnover. You know, the first guy that doesn't get the turnover. It's the guy who retaliates.
Sometimes, yeah, they don't see the first one. Nowadays, sometimes they'll go back and watch the camera. So now they go back. They got replay assist, and they can use replay assist, I think, on those unsportsmanlike conduct. But you know, what are you going to do? You just can't. You just gotta swallow it when someone pushes. Just walk away. You know, that's all you got to do. Just walk away. You already know that the second person gets caught sometimes, so just walk away. You know, it's not like you got injured. He pushed you down. Big deal. Your ego was hurt. No, you got a game to win. That's the way I look at it. You know, people do that. Well, what are you going to do? The NFL is great though. Single elimination tournament. Only 13 games, and like you know, not many more close this weekend. But next weekend, as the teams are more evenly matched, they're going to be closer. So next weekend, a lot of people say it's the best weekend in football. Is next weekend. There'll be 4 games.
Yeah, definitely. Because those are the best games in the division. Because once you get to the conference championship, you know it's kind of like it's good, but it's only 2 games, so it's like you like to have the 2 games that weekend. Something about it.
Right. So.
And the conference championship is kind of like you know anticlimactic with whatnot, man. There's something about it. I don't know why it is, but it's not as good as the division. I don't know why.
Yeah. So I know my brother-in-law made the Steelers, and then he pulled a hamstring and got cut because he made as a walk-on. He was invited to try out, but I was talking to him, and he said, "Yeah, when your teammates get dumb penalties, you're really pissed at them." He said, "You are really pissed at them." And it's like there's no excuse for some of these penalties that he said, yeah, you just want to strangle the person.
Your brother played for the Steelers?
No, my brother-in-law made the Steelers.
Oh, your brother-in-law played for the Steelers.
He made them, but he never actually played because he pulled a hamstring and he kept injuring. Then he made the WFL Pittsburgh team and he pulled his hamstring again. And then he got a job, and then he met my sister in the training. It was Ross Perot's old company. They met in Dallas in training, and they got married. So he never back football because his hamstring kept pulling. But yeah, he played Division II, some place in Eastern Pennsylvania. I forget the name of the school, and he overachieved and made the NFL for at least he made the final cut, and then he posted. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
What do you think about Caitlin Clark Stalker, man?
What do I think of what?
Caitlin Clark Stalker. You should put that in the title too. Caitlin Clark Stalker, man.
Oh, I didn't. You know what? I was in the hospital today. I had a biopsy today. So
wow.
I did not. I don't know the results for another week. My PSA had gone up, and I did a biopsy. That's why I didn't make any videos today. So it wasn't real high. It was like 4.4, and then it went up 5.4. And then I said, well, I'll just test it out. My brother had prostate cancer, and so did my older cousin. So I'm blaming my grandfather. So I don't even know if it's anything. So why does Basil say, is she hot? AK could have been a co-host. So yeah, there was a stalker. It was a guy, I take it?
Yeah, guy from Texas. He's a rough-looking guy, man.
I saw the headlines. I didn't know what was going on. I just saw it. Was it bad? Like, was he getting close to her or what?
I mean, he went from Texas to Indianapolis. He was like cruising around. He was telling me he was riding around his house in Indianapolis, and so he's in a sexual violent sexual text.
Oh, he's a violent sexual predator? That's what it's in his past? I
don't know about his past yet. I gotta follow up on it.
I saw the headlines, and I think Mick did a video on it, and I didn't have time to watch it. He looks like Ted because it's the Unabomber.
Yeah, he does.
But I'll do a video on it tomorrow. I'll have to research it, and then tomorrow morning I'll have to get up early and do some research. And Rob and I'll do one tomorrow. Yeah, Rob's going on vacation, AK. for like 2 weeks. If you want to do a video with me, you can. He's going to Japan from like January 17th, and he's not going to be doing a video with me till February 7th. So I'm going to do some more research on doing some more technical stuff because I'm going to do it myself. But if you want to,
you do a video, you do it on StreamYard?
I got StreamYard. Yeah, if you want to guest host, while he's gone once or twice when you have time, that's cool.
Yeah. Like Mondays is like my time, but during the day, I got sometimes I get time during the day, like to make a video. But yeah, you guys text me.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. So yeah, I've been using Video IQ for some of my help with the headlines, but their thumbnails aren't that good. I just been using it. I don't need ideas for videos. It gives you ideas for videos. I don't need ideas for videos. All I got to do is look at everybody else's or just go on X and stuff. There's plenty of ideas for videos.
Have your views increased?
Pardon me? Yeah, the views. Yeah, they've increased, but not great. I haven't had any views blow up in about a month. I usually get one a month that blows up to get like somewhere between 10 and 65,000. But I haven't. There've been a bunch of ones that got like 2,000. So that's better than 400.
You gotta stick with it. Like the algorithm did me dirty today. I did 2 videos earlier today, and they didn't even crack 200 after the first hour.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, is the algorithm mad at me?
Now I think as soon as Caitlin Clark starts playing again, I'll start getting a lot more subscribers and a lot more views. Most of my subscribers were, and when we try to do basketball and football videos, and I tell you, I know more about football than I do basketball. We don't get any views. Robin and I did our picks. We got 87 views, I could talk about it, but I know.
Like that, because I see that with Black and White Sports, you know them?
Yeah, Black and White Sports, and there's Black and White Sports too. Yeah.
Their Caitlin Clark videos is the biggest videos on their channel. Their football videos don't really do well anymore. They used to.
No,
they don't really do well anymore.
I look at everybody who does Caitlin Clark videos, and then I look at how many views they get for anything that's not Caitlin Clark related, and they drop by 500%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of competition for.
Because I get a lot of views for Angel Reese.
Well, that's different. Angel Reese is the second biggest, attraction in the WNBA. Yeah, I don't.
Hey, Genetic, do you know my biggest video on this channel? On my channel, like almost like 250,000 views. My biggest video was about DJ characters.
Oh, you got 250,000 views? I never got more than 65,000. I think on my one. 250,000? Yeah. Wow, I didn't know you got that much on any of them. Let me look up your channel. 250,000? Let me look up in your channel while you're on here. I didn't see your videos today or yesterday because like I said, I had a procedure today. So let me look. Let me go. Now I usually glance at why did you drop out to, wait a minute, why are you in the, because it tells me my top 15 and then it keeps changing on me.
Yeah.
Oh, you dropped out of my top 15. Why? You were like 4th, and that's that. It changes every day.
That's what I'm telling you. The algorithm, they do that to you sometimes. Like they that's why I told you something was up today, because yesterday my video was doing well. All the last month. When I say well, like they'll get like 1,000 in the first hour, right?
Yeah. No, you know how you go to your.
Didn't even crack 200 in the first hour.
When you go to your analytics and then you go to audience, and then it tells you your top 15 competitors, and it tells you in order like what channel they most likely watch if they watch your channel than someone else. And Mick Talks Hoops comes out first, but you were like 4th or something the other day. I actually got to go to YouTube and open up another thing,
That's
and then
that's probably happened across the board, and that's why my views is down today, because they probably did that with everybody, like all my subscribers. They probably moved me down the list for all my subscribers.
Let me see.
Cool, though. See the albums, YouTube, they control it. They can control if you commercial, or if you think that you just stay stagnant.
Well, you got two channels, AK Nation News and then AK.
Yeah, I got 4 channels really, but I got two that I.
All right, what's the other one? AK what? What's the other one called?
Ock Nation News. It's Ock. It's Ock. That's my name, Ock.
Yeah, Ock Nation News. That's not your Caitlin Clark one? What's your
Ock Nation TV is the one where I just picked up.
Okay, and is TV a separate word? Yeah.
Ock Nation TV.
Okay, there it is. I got it. Okay, let me see your videos. First, let's go to, if I hit popular, you got 281,000 on Little Baby Won't Be the Next Rapper to Get Killed in Texas. That's your most popular video. But your second most popular video is DJ Carrington in tears after no one shows up for a WNBA game. You got 205,000 on that. I didn't even think that was a big deal. I didn't do a video on it. Wow. Yeah. That was 3 months ago.
Sometimes to sectionalize titles. You gotta like
right.
Make it dramatic, make it more, because she wasn't actually in tears, but she was upset. But
right.
Say,
okay.
Make it, you know.
All right. Yeah, you could do you have another one on DJ Carrington, 100,000 that you poke Caitlin Clark in the eye on purpose. I got 60,000 views. DJ 46,000. Your channel likes DJ Carrington. Your top 3 Caitlin Clark videos are DJ Carrington.
She's a big. She pulls in the views, man. Angel reads DJ and Asia sometimes.
Right.
But, Caitlin is the big one. She's consistent. She's the most consistent, but those other girls, you can get views off of them.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll do more DJ Carrington ones. I get tired of the drama. I just want the basketball. I want to talk about basketball. I want to talk about how Caitlin Clark is now the best player in the league. I don't think she is yet, but I think she's going to be sometime during this year, and that's what I want to talk about. Like, okay, I think she passed up Asia Wilson now. You know, I want to talk about things like that. All this drama is, I'm not used to all this drama, but that's what gets views. So it's kind of like sucks until the season starts. But you know what? Go ahead.
This league is, you understand, this league is about drama. Like,
I know that.
You have to like that's what makes this league more. I feel like it's going to be more popular in the NBA next year because the storylines. People like storylines. In the WNBA, because the girls are so messy and catty.
Yeah, I know.
That creates a lot of storylines.
I know, it's a soap opera. You don't even have to write. You don't have to write the script. They write it for you.
Exactly.
It is, but it's also childish too, though. A lot of the stuff I'm quoting on, I'm just like, I'm discussing childish things by childish behavior by an immature. It's an immature league with immature people in it and immature people running it and immature people following it. I'm serious. I hate to overuse the word immature, but it's childish. A lot of this stuff we're talking about is just childish crap. And you don't see this in any other league. By the way, I watched the USC game, Juju Watkins, when they played, was it Tennessee? And I know it was Maryland. I watched the Maryland game. And they lost to Notre Dame, and then they beat Connecticut. And she's only had one against the top 3 teams that she played against. She's had one great half, and the other 3 halves she played so-so against the top 3 teams. So I just want to point that out. I think she's a great player and all that, but I think Hannah Hidalgo has played better this year. And Hannah hurt her ankle and didn't play last game, but they said it's just a precaution. She just twisted it, which was smart. They won the game anyways. But I just wanted to, and then.
Take the date and the time out of your title, man. That stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff messes up your reach.
Right.
When you put dates and times in your title.
Right. Yeah.
And lives and all that stuff. Just put the Caitlin Clark and whatever the NFL or whatever.
I could change my title. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
that makes people. That puts you in the algorithm as like for the date. So now they put you in people that searching for that date.
Right.
So those people will find you. But you only want people to find you that's talking about the NFL or Caitlin Clark. You want them to have all your messages, all of your alerts.
Right.
Out for people that search for those things.
Right.
Because now you got people searching for the date, whatever today's date is, January, whatever. They're searching for the year. So your algorithm for this title is spread out on too many different things. It's not focused.
Right. So there's this woman, Liz Cambridge, that Mick did 2 videos on. I didn't watch the second one because, like I said, I was busy today. And she's 6'7", and she supposedly stopped playing for like maybe a year. He said coming back, but she also is he makes more money in OnlyFans supposedly. She has a good body, and she's 6'7", and she'd be a nice addition to come back in the WNBA. I don't know why she's not playing in the WNBA right now. She's playing in China instead. But I think that.
Played against Carmelo Mendoza today.
Yeah.
Carmelo Mendoza did really well against her, man.
And the other intriguing thing is Elena Deladonna. I don't know if I get her name right all the time. She was held out by the Mystics last year because she didn't want to play for them. But she also had a back injury that she said also got a little bit worse last year. But that's interesting. If she comes back, who does she play for? I mean, she's still probably a top. I don't know. Mick was talking about like she's a 4th option on a team. Are you kidding me? She's only 35. She's still going to be one of the top 20 players. You know, she'll still be an all-star. She might not be an all-pro. She'll still be an all-star if she plays this year.
Elena Deladonna.
Yeah.
Will be the next best big in the league behind A'ja Wilson.
Yeah, she took a year off. She's 35 now, but she's still going to be good enough. She's got great size and she's got great shooting ability. And so it's interesting to see who picks her up. Maybe the Fever pick her up. Who knows? But they got to get somebody. They got to get somebody to get championship team. I mean, they're really a 25-win team last year because they had a lousy coach. They should have won in 25 or 26 games. And so they're really starting from 25 or 26, but they need to get up to where they're like a 35-win team because they're playing 44 games next year. So they need to get up to that, and they can't do that without adding nobody. They can't. They already lost one player into the expansion draft. They can't add nobody. So we'll see what happens.
But Finlay wasn't a loss though, man. Because Timmy Finlay, even though she runs and
yeah, but she's good chemistry.
She always misses the layup. So
she didn't seem to miss it before she got injured the first time. She seemed to be making the layups, and then when she came back, she hurt her finger. She had leg injuries, and that affects you. And yeah, she was missing the layups too. But she didn't play as well after the first injury. She didn't play as well. I agree with you. But it's still a loss because you think next year if she was healthy, she was playing with Caitlin Clark for another full year, she might have really contributed a decent amount. And it gives them depth, and she can run the court. They got to run to beat people because that's Caitlin Clark's when she's at her best. And you need depth for that. And so they need players. They do. And that's why it was dumb for them not to – I don't know how great Grace Berger actually is, but it was dumb for them not to use her last year at all, at all, except for garbage time, because they need to develop her.
That was just moronic, man. I don't know what 50 Sides was talking about, man. Was thinking about 50 Sides is I gotta blame that on the organization, man. She should have never been put in that position to coach that team.
I know. It was Liz Dunn is an idiot. Liz Dunn's, and that's why she got X'd out. But yeah, she said earlier in the year, she said she was trying to justify why Christy Wallace was starting. She goes, Christy Wallace is a lockdown defender, and nobody else in the world thought that except for her. She's an average defender at best. Oh, let me ask you this. Mick was talking about Juju and called her a great defender. Not a great defender sometimes, a great defender. Do you think she's a great – I don't think she's a great defender. I think she's an excellent defender who can be great at times, but she doesn't have this focus all the time on defense to be a great defender yet. She's inconsistent is what I'm saying. She kind of loses her concentration a little bit. That's just my personal opinion. I just want you to think she's great. Are you consistently great or just great sometimes?
Well, no, I mean, she slides her feet well.
Yeah, I know.
And she and if you get past her, she can block your shot. So it's like she has and she can rip you. She steals the ball from you straight up. If you ISO her and you put the ball up there, she'll just steal it. I think she's very good at college defender. Yeah.
No, I think ability-wise, I agree with both of you that she's great. I just don't think she consistently puts her focus on defense to be a great defender like Hannah Hidalgo plays, because she consistently, Hannah Hidalgo is a great defender. And I think Juju is a great defender on a regular basis, but not 100% of the time. What's that?
Juju is so lackluster. Her personality, she's so
Right, I know. That's my point.
Like, boring. So everything she does, it doesn't seem as good as somebody else. She, like Juju won't even give you a fist pump. She won't even give you a scream or yell. She just plays at the same monotone level
right.
the whole time, and that's what makes it seem like she's probably not as good of a defender as she is, because she's not. And when she blocks a shot, she don't stab people. She just. I think she would benefit. Her stardom would benefit greatly from being more animated, man.
Yeah, I think she's only had one half where I thought she really was intense when she needed to be, and that was the first half against Connecticut. And then the second half, she seemed to be a little tired. She hurt her knee a little bit, and she didn't seem to have the same intensity. And in the other two games where they lost, she didn't seem to have the intensity she needed for a big game. And Hannah Doggo comes out, and Caitlin Clark comes out, and they have intensity 99% of the time. So, anyways, who knows? Maybe the Fever will bring back someone to put Celeste Taylor in there. Maybe the Fever can sign Celeste Taylor again.
They gotta get better players than Celeste Taylor.
I know. She's just defense.
You at this level, you like the Lakers. Remember when the Lakers was on top? They would only bring in guys that used to be stars on other teams,
right,
to just be role players for them.
Yeah.
You got to bring in, like you said, Liz Cambridge or Elena Deladon, somebody who's a star.
Or Satu Sabalia.
You can't bring in scrubs and role players. You got to bring in stars to you like.
Right, I know. I mean, look at how good. They got
to play their role. You ever get somebody you got to have somebody who can rebound like Angel Reese, but that's all they do. They don't need no shots. And you need somebody that likes to play defense, you know what I'm saying? Lock down on defense, but they don't need no shots. They don't need no shots. All they need to do, and then you need somebody who can just stand in the corner and shoot, but they don't want to
No, they definitely needed another star. I mean, if you watch the finals, you can see the depth of those two teams that made the finals, and the Fever don't have that depth. And you can see the defense too. You could see the defense that was played by Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. That defense was intense. That I thought I saw them play on each other, and they need that type of defense this year. And I think they're going to be better now that they got rid of a coach who doesn't know anything about defense, even though she was supposedly a defensive specialist.
Yeah, you gotta do that, man. You gotta bring in. You gotta. It's no time to play. They gotta run the organization like a Fortune 500 something instead of like a mom and pop shop.
Right. Yeah, people are.
Listen, you gotta be willing to cut people too. Like look, if somebody's say Melissa during the season, she acting up.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be willing to cut her ass and send her off packing.
Right. I think that Juju just needs to be more intense, just a more enthusiasm, more intensity, and she needs to be less. Especially if you want to draw a crowd and become popular, which is what her fans and the overly woke and black media want her to be this big draw. She's never going to be a big draw if she has such a laid back presence on the court. You got to have some kind of thing. You can't have a laid back presence and expect to be a big draw, because we know that in the NBA, the ones with the laid back presence, other than Larry Bird, but he had something special about him. Usually those aren't the players that get the big draw, you know.
Yeah, no pizzazz. She ain't got no pizzazz. No. She don't have no. It's just. And listen, when you watching the game, the announcers are trying to make everything she does seem like it's so great, but she'll dribble down, she'll cross it over, take a step forward, pull back, step back, and shoot a 18-foot jump shot, and oh my god, and it's nah, that wasn't exciting.
Okay. So wait. So anyways, Bobby has just made a comment. He says consistently downplays Caitlin Clark's greatness, which is 100% not true. He thinks she's the best player in the league right now. I completely disagree with him. And I said fourth in the MVP voting was fair, and I think she will be the best player this year. Do you think at the end of do you think she was the best player in the league last year? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think you're both crazy. Rob agrees with me completely. Her defense is not good enough to have been the best player, and she actually didn't shoot that great. I think she would have been probably the best player at the end of the year if she hit. Stephanie White is the coach the entire year. I don't even think it was her fault she wasn't the best player in the league last year. I think Stephanie White would have improved her defense. I think Stephanie White would have improved the team. So Caitlin Clark would have shooting percentage would have gone up, and probably her turnovers would have gone down. But she wasn't playing like the best player in the league at the end of the year. She was very close, and I think she will be this year. I just don't know when, and that's why I think this year is very interesting because I think it's going to be. I'm surprised that A'ja Wilson is the favorite for the MVP. Because I think Caitlin Clark should be the favorite for the MVP because I think she's improving so quickly that she's going to be better than A'ja Wilson. And I think the team's going to win more games. And so they're going to get MVP votes. But I'm not downplaying Juju Watkins either. I don't know why Bobby's saying that. But
yeah, I never thought you downplayed Caitlin Clark. That's what he said. You downplayed Caitlin Clark.
He said I consistently downplay her greatness, which is completely untrue. I've been on the bandwagon of hers for 4 years. I called her the best passer in the history of women's basketball when she was still in college. That's not downplaying anything.
I would have never thought you was downplaying.
Yeah, Bobby he's obsessed with Caitlin Clark being the best player in the league right now. No, I also said that I think her and Shira Miller were the two best players in the history of women's college basketball. That's not downplaying it. I also think she was one of the top 3 rookies of all time. She might have been the best rookie of all time. How am I downplaying it? I think she got downplayed by Christy Sides. I do that. I was so frustrated the entire year. When she got fired, I opened up a bottle of scotch when she got fired. I swear to God. So, but she needs. Bob. See, Rob. When he played basketball and when he coached, he was a defensive specialist. He didn't concentrate on offense. He liked defense because he has a small ego. Rob's a very, very mellow guy. And he thought that he could contribute to the team most. And he doesn't like Caitlin Clark's defense either. And he agrees with me that she's like the 4th best player right now and she needs to improve on her defense. What kind of scotch? It was Glenn. I think this one was Glenfiddich. I drink Glenfiddich and Glenlivet's most often. Basically, want to know what kind of scotch. Always single malt. What? Dewar's is garbage scotch. Dewar's is a blend scotch that you drink like if you want to mix it with something. You want to, yeah. You're not a scotch drinker.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Single malt scotches are pure and they're smoother than blended scotches. So, anyways, but Glenfiddich and Glenlivet's are my favorites. But Macallan's is really good and stuff like that. But that's usually too expensive. It's too expensive. But yeah, I can't drink tonight though. They tell me I can't drink for 24 hours. So my friend's gonna come over and drink my scotch because he picked me up at the hospital today. They don't let you leave by yourself because they put you underneath the anesthesiologist. I won't know anything for a week though, so I'll let you know. Let you know if I'm negative or not. So yeah. So no, I think Caitlin Clark is going to be the best player of all time. How's that really downplaying her greatness? I think she has a greater than 50% chance of being the greatest player of all time, regardless of Juju Watkins or anybody else that's out there right now. But I think that this is a great change in coaching, increases her likelihood of accomplishing that by 100%, maybe 200%. Yeah. So anyway, so we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. But I think free agency in the WNBA is really interesting, and I'm looking forward to see what their final roster is. They got a game plan, and we don't know what it is because they're really not letting us know.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should, because anybody that they want to pick up, the other teams are going to try to. Everybody's probably working against them in the league.
Right.
All those teams.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They're at a disadvantage until the refs start being fair to Caitlin Clark and the team in general, because the team was at a disadvantage too. Like, you don't think Aaliyah Boston got screwed over in those games against the Aces, where she had 6 fouls for breathing, just walking out on the court, and A'ja Wilson had 0? You don't think that was on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, when your coach does it, I think this coach Stephanie White, she's gonna be cussing refs out all year.
Oh yeah, she's gonna stick up for Caitlin Clark.
Just sit back and watch that.
Now she's gonna stick up for Caitlin Clark, unlike Christy Sides, who she shouldn't challenge the refs. That's my job. And everyone goes, you never do. You haven't even got a technical yet. So the next game she got a technical just because she heard so much crap, and then she didn't get another technical to the end of the year. So, anyways, so we'll see what happens. By the way, Robin Lundberg, he agrees with me, and he says Bobby's wrong. Bobby U's wrong. He says she will be the best player in the league next year, but she isn't right now. So Robin Lundberg agrees with me, and I haven't heard Mick say she's the best player in the league yet. And I actually, neither is Chick Sticks podcast. He hasn't said it either. He said you could argue that she's one of the top 4 players in the league and second or third, but he hasn't called her the best player in the league yet. The only one that says it are you and Bobby U, who's on my channel here.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's the best player in the league.
Yeah, but you thought Flajay Johnson was the best player in college basketball. You were wrong about that.
How am I wrong about that?
She's not the best player, though. She's not.
On the team was like,
she's not as good as Hannah Hidalgo.
She's averaging 22 points a game on a team that's loaded.
I'll take Juju and Hannah Hidalgo over her right now.
I know I got you, but you can't listen. You're averaging 20. They lost? They haven't lost yet, right? They're undefeated.
Who hasn't lost yet?
LSU.
Yeah, they've beaten anyone good? Let me see how many teams who they've beaten yet.
They're undefeated. She's averaging 22, and 5-5, and she's.
I think she has great potential, but you called before the season started. You called her the best player in college basketball, and that's premature. That's all I'm saying. I think you have good foresight.
But she's not having a terrible season.
No. I'm giving you credit for having good foresight because you were the first one to say, look out for her this year. And I agree with you. She improved a lot from her freshman to her sophomore year, and she improved a lot from her sophomore to her junior. And I think she's going to be a huge star. I agree with that concept and that you had good foresight, but I don't agree she's the best player yet, nor what she was when the season started. That's all that's what I'm disagreeing with.
I got you. We'll see though. Here's the thing though. They gonna play South Carolina, right?
Yeah, when is that game?
You saw South Carolina blew out Texas yesterday.
I didn't see the game, but I saw the result.
They made Texas, I think, the number 4 team in the country. So they beat them by like 30.
They beat them. Yeah, I think they beat them by 17, but they were up by 17 in the first.
They had a 30-point lead.
Yeah.
Basically throughout the game.
What's her name? Was 1 for 14 in the first half? Their star player. What's her name? Just dropped.
Yeah,
Booker. She was 1 for 14 in the first half, and she ended up like 3 for 17. And they did that. They did that to Sedana Prince. They did that to who's that one that plays for that Rob likes, the heavyset girl, the big body. I think she's only
Allie Cook.
Yeah, Crooks. They did that to her too. You if you don't have a lot of talent around you, they'll double team the big person underneath the post, and you have a bad game every time against South Carolina. You got to have a really talented team around you, or you're in trouble, because you got to be a good enough team where that if you get double teamed in the post, that you can pitch it out and they'll hit a 3 and penalize for that. Otherwise, South Carolina will keep doing that to you.
Yeah. And they play so hard on off like when I turned on the game, it was already over. It was the first quarter. Like they were up like 15 in the first quarter.
Right. Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I saw the result though. South Carolina's been on a roll ever since they lost to UCLA. It would be interesting what would happen if they played UCLA right now. They might
beat UCLA because UCLA is not going to shoot 60-something% from the field again.
I'm not doubting that they would beat UCLA. I'm just saying it's interesting. UCLA hasn't lost yet though, so you have to still rank them number 1 until they lose. I mean, if they beat the number 2 team in the country and they're undefeated, you kind of have to keep it number 1. That's my opinion. But we'll see. UCLA still got some tougher games in the schedule. We'll see if they remain undefeated. I was surprised they crushed South Carolina. So, anyways,
yeah, we'll see, man. We shall see.
We'll find out. So, what you got? Any good videos coming up tomorrow? What do you got?
Yeah, man.
Let me see what videos you put out today. Did you put any videos out today? Let me look at your channel.
Yeah, I put 3 of them. I'm gonna do another video about the Stalkers tonight, brother.
The Stalker, yeah, I'm gonna research that and I'll look at it. Okay, Angel Reese. It's my team now. Who is that? Is that for that's for Camila Cardoza? It's her team now.
Mm-hmm.
Did she say that, or that's just a clickbait?
No, I think Camila Cardoza, the way she's playing in China.
Yeah.
I think she's and they got a new coach.
Yeah.
Like the guy, new coach is not going.
No, she's not going to do what she did. No, Teresa Weatherspoon was awful. Camila Cardoza got injured, and so she got off to a slow start. But after a while, it was obvious that she was at least as good as Angel and should have been getting as many minutes and as many shots, and she got fewer minutes and fewer shots. It was bullcrap. It was bullcrap. No, I think Camila Cardoza is going to end up being the better player. She's got great size. She has better touch around the rim. She's still a work in progress, but she's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential. And yeah, I agree with you. I've said that all year long, that I think I've said that maybe 10 times in 10 videos, that she's going to be the better player in the long run than Angel Reese. I don't think she's better than her now. Angel Reese's rebounding did actually set her apart from anybody else in the league.
Angel Reese is the best rebounder in the league, but
maybe.
I think Camila Cardoza I think she can shoot 60% from the field. In the league.
Oh, I know. No. Yeah, I agree with you. I think this year she will look like the better player. She didn't last year because she got off to a slow start. The coach favored Angel Reese and all that stuff. But I think this year she will be the better player and for the rest of her career unless she gets injured. So we'll see what happens. But they got a good front line, though. They can, I don't know what's happened with Kennedy Carter. People are saying Kennedy Carter the favorite. You don't want Kennedy Carter on your team. Kennedy Carter is a problem personality-wise. You don't want a hothead on your team like that. You don't want her on your team. I don't care. I take DiJonai Carrington over Kennedy Carter. But by the way, because those are like some of the best athletes in the league, and they really are. Like I look at Kelsey Mitchell, and I said this on a video recently. DiJonai Carrington, Kalia Copper, Kennedy Carter. Those four players are like of the guards, maybe the best four athletes in the league. And they should be the four best players, but they're not as good as Caitlin Clark because they don't work as hard as Caitlin Clark, and they don't work on their game as much as Caitlin Clark. Look at how fast and quick those players are and how athletic they are. And look at DiJonai Carrington with the long arms and everything. If she had worked on her offensive game more, she might be like a top 5 player in the league.
Right, no doubt. But here's the thing, though. We forgot Enrique, but
No, Enrique is a great athlete, but she's known. She's known as already being a great player. So is Copper.
Caitlin, you could say Caitlin's not fast. Caitlin is fast with the ball. I mean, when she gets the rebound, when she gets the outlet basket,
I think she's fast overall. I just don't think she's fast like these players are. I think she's fast overall. I think she's.
You gotta also think like those girls are dribbling with one goal to score. Caitlin's surveying the whole court with her head up and dribbling. And to be fast while your head is up and you're looking all around.
No,
that's way more impressive than just with your head down and running up and down the court.
Right. I started watching basketball a little after football, like in 1969 when Lou Alcindor entered the NBA. And you got something going? All right. So hang on. DiJonai is a psychopath. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah, what's up?
You back with us?
Yeah. Go ahead. My kids are coming home now. Go ahead. Say what you said.
What we were just talking about? What were you just saying? I just lost my train of thought because we were talking
about Caitlin Clark being fast.
I'm sorry. The siren went through. What I'm talking about? What?
Caitlin Clark being fast.
Oh yeah. I here's the thing. I've been watching basketball a long time, and I think Caitlin Clark has as good as court vision as any basketball player, man or woman, I've ever seen. I can't say it's the best, but I would put her right up there with people like, Magic Johnson and stuff like that for court, and even LeBron. Her court vision is unbelievable, and her court vision is great no matter where she is on the court. As soon as she gets a rebound, her court vision is maybe better than anyone I've ever seen. But I think her court vision is unbelievable and might go down as best in history of basketball, which is saying a lot considering the NBA has been around since what, 45 or 46. That's a lot. So I know Bobby thinks I'm underselling her all the time, but I'm saying right now I think she had better court vision than anyone in the history of basketball. That's what people don't understand, the non-Caitlin Clark fans, about why she's so good. Is she may have better court vision than anyone in the history of basketball, considering that she's a point guard and can also shoot. That's what makes her such a phenomenal player, that people don't realize why she's so good. But
and listen, I'm gonna say this before I get out of here. To back on what you said, when was the last time somebody in the NBA led the NBA in scoring and assists? When the last time a male college basketball player led college basketball?
Trey did. Trey did.
Oh, he did?
Okay. In college. Yeah, he did in college. Yeah.
Okay.
He did in college.
Okay.
It was, I don't know how many years ago. He's been in maybe 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
You have to look it up.
Yeah, okay. So, but before him, who did it?
I don't know what the time before that was, but it'd been a while as far as I can tell. Oh, by the way, don't sleep on Cooper Flagg. He just scored 42 the other night. He is the real deal. He just turned 18, I think, in December. He is the real deal. He has the most mature game I've ever seen for someone his age. And I know I saw LeBron play when he was younger. LeBron was, more obviously. LeBron is more athletic, and LeBron might be the best athlete in the world for males. But he has a more mature game, better all-around game than LeBron did at the same age. Even though I don't think he, like I said, does not have the same athletic talent that LeBron has. Cooper Flagg is going to be a phenomenal player. He's so mature, and he has such a great all-around game. He's the real deal. He's not going to be an overhyped white guy. He's going to be hyped, but because he's great. Yeah, he's the real deal. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when his career. He's going to be the number one pick coming out right now. That's what everyone says. Don't sleep on him. That's all I'm saying. He's the real deal. I don't think he'll. He's as exciting as Caitlin Clark, but he's the real deal.
Okay, man. All
right.
I'll let you, man. Hopefully, have a good week, man.
All right. Say, thanks for calling, Nick. I'll give you a call. All right. About sitting in. All right. Bye. I do not contradict myself. She's the best offensive player in the league. I made that argument. That doesn't make her the best player in the league. Her defense is still suffering. She could be a great defender. That's what's frustrating to me. That's all I can say. You go watch that finals, and you saw Napheesa Collier play defense, man. She's like light years ahead of Caitlin Clark on defense. You go watch her play. And even Brianna Stewart's a great defender, and so is Aisha Wilson. They're great defenders. And they're the only 3 players that were ahead in the MVP voting, and they're all excellent offensive players in addition to that. So, anyways, Bobby won't rest until I say she's the best player in the league. Bobby doesn't even sleep at night until I say it. Cooper Flagg is the 4th best player in WNBA history. Oh, he's an NBA player. No, he's a college player. So we'll find out. But the thing is, I've never even seen Napheesa Collier. Really? I watched some of the NBA finals, and I've watched her play when they played against Indiana Fever when she played defense. She did get Defensive Player of the Year. Point guard. Yeah, you guys, we have to come up with a name for Caitlin Clark, because they gave a player who doesn't deserve it, Chelsea Gray, never led the league in assists. Once in a while does a fancy pass, big deal. She plays with a lot of talent. And they called her the point guard. Like, for what? Who's a good point guard, a very good point guard, and you call her a point guard? A point guard is someone who's like the best point guard of all time. She's not even better than Sue Bird, But they took that name, and you can't get much higher than saying someone's point guard. You God. I'm not a religious person, but God. So we need to come up with a name for Caitlin Clark that's better than point guard, because she's the point guard, and they already stole the name. Point Allah. I don't know. Is it maybe something to do with universe? Put universe in there somehow, because universe sounds better than the world, or better. Yeah, best point guard in the universe, but you got to come up with a catchy name for that. So we'll see what happens. All right, so here's my predictions for Caitlin Clark this year. I'm saying 22, 10, and 6. 22, 10, and 6. And let me know what you think the numbers are going to. And like I say, steals, gosh, I hope it at least 1.5. I'm hoping closer to 2. Turnovers, whatever it is, I hope it's down under 5. I hope she gets above a 2-to-1 ratio on the points to assists. So free throw shooting is the only thing that'll be worse than last year, and that's only because she shot so high this year. She was second in the league. Let me see, what was her she ended up with 1.5 assists and what was her blocks? It was between 0.5 and 0.2, right? Let me look up Caitlin Clark's stats. Yeah, let me look up Caitlin's stats. Here we go. Anybody else want to predict her numbers this year? Let's see. So 1.3 steals. All right, she'll get more than 0.7 blocks. All right. Here's my prediction. 22 points, 10 assists, maybe 6 rebounds. It depends on how much rebounding help they pick up they pick up extra, help in the rebounding, and rebounding may go down to, closer to 5. But that doesn't, not because she's not playing as well, just because they have other people rebounding. Steals, she'll get at least 1.5. Blocks, at least 0.8. Turnovers, under 5. Field goal percentage will go up to 45% from 41. And 3-point shooting will go up to like 38. And she'll probably shoot about the same in free throws at 90%. I should write that down. What do you guys think, what I just said? At what point exactly between now and May? No, she won't become the best. May, I told you it's going to happen sometime during the year. I've been very consistent about that. And so has Robin, said the same thing. Everyone else said that. So did Rob. All right, I'll do it again. I'll do this in a video before the season starts, right? Like the day before the season starts, but I'll say it right now. How about 22 points, 10 assists, rebounds? It could be up to, if they sign a good free agent that's going to get a lot of rebounds, her rebounds will be between 5 and 6. If they don't, she'll get 6. Steals 1.5 up from 1.3. Blocks 0.8 up from 0.7. Turnovers like between 4, 5, about 4, 5. How about that? One less, but she'll have more assists, so she'll be over a 2-to-1 ratio. 3-point percentage, 38%. Field goal percentage, 45. Overall efficiency should at least be 55% for efficiency shooting, and free throws 96. Free throw 90.6. That's going to be about the same. She's going to shoot about 90%. Probably won't go up, but who knows? With her, it might go up. She practices a lot. What do you think of that? I think eventually she'll average 25 points in this league. I'm just not sure she's going to try to do that in this year. I'd like to see her average 25 points. I like to watch her score. But it depends, again, what I don't know the final roster yet. So that's going to affect what her numbers are. So the stronger the players are, like I said, if they pick up someone who's a good rebounder, she might get down to 5 rebounds. That doesn't mean she's not rebounding well. So rebounding could go down. 21.5, that's about the same as me. 25.5, 9.5 assists, 4.32. Yeah, that's right in that ballpark. I think that's what her numbers are going to be. I'm hoping she averages 10 assists. I know that's a lot, but it depends how many minutes she plays her too. Like she was playing her 38 minutes last year. She plays her 34. Asia wants 30 per game. Well, whatever. You could score all you want. If you don't make your teammates better, Caitlin Clark's going to pass you up. Yeah, I agree. I'm not worried about the rebounds. If she averages 5 rebounds, that's fine. That's not really her job. It's good when she does because then the ball's in her hand, but I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about her shooting percentage, and I'm worried, about her turnovers. those are the two things that I'd like to see her really improve on this year. Her shooting percentage is just going to go up because of the coach, and she'll be in rhythm because she won't be hesitating on when to shoot, and she'll get some screens set up from her players, and they'll run some plays for her, which they didn't last year because I know the coach doesn't. I think the coach only knows tiddlywinks. I don't think she knows anything about basketball. She'll surprise all of us. Yeah, I think she's going to come out gangbusters next year. I think Caitlin Clark mania has just started. I told you guys, I mentioned this in a video I did. So these two guys, I'll have to look up their name. They're called Pete and somebody. I think they're on Fox Sports, and they have a talk show. And one of them was a marketing major. And he said, Caitlin Clark's not going to be that popular in a year or two. Nobody's going to really care about her. And his reasoning is that she's not that likable. And I said, by what standard? Your standard? Everybody else, everyone but Caitlin Clark fans find her likable. And that's a huge amount of people. And I laughed at that. I made a comment. I said, I'll put $10,000 in an escrow account and make a bet on you. And he said, his only response, I said, she's likable. She's very likable. What are you talking about? You were a marketing major? It's not who you think is likable. It's what the rest of society thinks is likable. You must be an idiot. I didn't say you must be an idiot, but I basically said that in my comment. And he goes, Shaq is likable. So Shaq's likable. I mean, Caitlin Clark's not likable. So we'll see. We'll see. Caitlin Clark's probably turns down commercials every day. So, well, you know what? That dumb thing where they scorekeepers give it a turnover when the pass is right there and they don't catch it. That's so stupid. They don't do that in baseball. They're not even supposed to do that in basketball because I looked it up. They're supposed to give it on the person who drops the ball. No, not with Caitlin Clark. Got to give her a turnover. Keep her off the Olympic team. Even the scorekeepers are against her in this league. It's unbelievable. I'd really like to watch an NBA game and then go see how they score it when an NBA game. I haven't really been paying attention. I haven't watched that much NBA this year. I actually looked it up online and I saw that how they're supposed to score it is supposed to be the same as baseball. I don't think they consistently do, but when I looked it up online, I did. I'll have to get that. Do you think the referee will get better? I don't know. It can't get worse. It can't get worse. Seriously, it was not only was bad, it was unfair. Yeah, go ahead, do it and see what you can find out. I only researched it once, so I didn't put a lot of time into it because it's not going to change him to do it right. I can't change him to do it right. I could scream about it all I want, and unless they tell the scorekeepers how to do it, the commissioner's so dumb. She doesn't know. She doesn't know anything about sports. So that's what I read. It's not supposed to be a turnover if the pass. Yeah, if it's super hard, maybe, or at her fingertips. Yeah, of course that's on the thrower. But if it's right in their hands, that was a turnover. It's so stupid. It's a turnover in the person that dropped it. These are professional players. They can't catch a ball. Yeah. I'm sure the record keeping is skewed heavy. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't go and watch an NBA game and then go look it up to see who got the turnover or not in the NBA when that happens. But I would like to, maybe I have some time before the season starts, I'll do that. When I watch a lot of NBA playoffs. I don't watch a lot of regular season NBA. So I saw that. That's on the what's his name? Who's the ex guy that I follow? Ken Swift. That's at the top of his X thing. I'll read it for you. If you guys don't know who Ken Swift is, he follows a lot of Caitlin Clark. And on the top, he has, I don't know, his head is blanked out, but someone's at 27.5. I think that is Steph, but I can't tell. And then someone's at 27.68, and then Trey is at 27.94, and Caitlin Clark's at 28.09 feet. She actually shoots from an average distance farther than the three than anyone in the NBA. I think Curry is third. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't. The picture of that picture is that Damian Lillard? Not sure who that is. That's Trey. Anyways, the one picture is the head's covered by that. Anyways. Yeah, so. Right. I agree. The fact that she can hit logo threes opens up the game even more. If you think about it, if she's dropping from 28 feet and everyone else is dropping, it was at 22.6 right now, 22. It was 22. Did it go to 26 or 22.3? What was it? I knew this a minute ago. Anyway, let's see. WNBA. It's 22. It was 20. It was 2010. 22.175. Yeah, because it goes by meters. So if she's shooting in X's at 28 feet. So she's shooting literally 6 feet further back than the 3-point line. That's a lot of space to open things up. It pulls people out, and that opens up. It could open up like a pass that's someone who's cutting towards the basket because that's another 6 feet away from the line. It could open up a lot of things. So, yeah, that's what. Yeah, I saw the same graphic, and then I saw it on Ken Swift, and Trae Young is second, and after Caitlin Clark, and I think Steph Curry was fourth. So there's a picture of it there, and I can't tell. Someone with a lot of tattoos. Is that? I don't know if it's Damian Lillard. I don't know. Go to Ken Swift and look it up on the top. I'm trying to figure out who that is. One of the guys had his blocked by the picture from the guy from TV. What's his name? Anyways, so Caitlin Clark stalker. I mean, how close did he get to Caitlin Clark, and how they find out he was stalking her? What did he do? I gotta go look that story up. I'll look that story up and see what's going on. So, anyways, it's like saying the sun is. Bobby, you need a new line. Interview and say, okay, I'll do a video on it tomorrow. I'll have time to look it up tomorrow morning, and I'll talk to Rob tomorrow morning. I'll send him the information. I'm going to be adding some more technical stuff when Rob's gone. I'm going to be adding some. It's easier to add things when you're by yourself than it is to add it with two people. But I'm going to do some more research. He messaged her. So he got her phone number, or did he get? How was he messenger? Oh, let me see. Let me look it up. Did he get her phone number somehow? Caitlin Clark stalker. I'll try ESPN first. Let's just see what it says. 55-year-old man, felony stalking charge, repeatedly sent threats and sexually violent messages to Caitlin Clark via social media. So social media, he was sending them on social media. He was alleged messages to Clark on X. Been driving around your house 3 times a day, but don't call the law just yet. The public is allowed to drive by. I'm getting tickets. I'm sitting behind the bench. They said I'm sending threatening texts, but the only thought, I guess it should have been thought. It said the only though on my mind was Caitlin. Other messages were sexually violent, according to court documents. She feared for her safety, she told the police, and even altered her appearance in public. The post actually caused Caitlin Clark to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, or threatened. And with the intent to place Caitlin Clark in reasonable fear. All right. He told officers that he was in an imaginary relationship with Clark, and they came to Indianapolis on vacation. He's probably mentally ill. I'm 100% sure. Anyways, they told him not to post. It could be threatening. It's an imagination, fantasy type of thing, and it's a joke. It has nothing to do with threatening, he told police. So he was dumb enough to make a comment too, which is a criminal defense attorney. I'll tell you, he shouldn't have. And they said it takes a lot of courage for Caitlin Clark to come forward. I don't know about that. When it's stalking, I'm not sure how much courage it takes to go forward in a stalking situation. In a rape situation, it takes more courage to go forward. So anyway, but I feel sorry for Caitlin Clark. I do not think that's her last stalker. Sadly, I think she's too popular, and there's too many insane people that's her last stalker. I mean, what's her name had one too? Paige had one. Yeah, the singer who opened the door was that. What was her name? Who was the singer that got shot? Yeah, no, Caitlin Clark. She probably a security guard. I'm thinking. Selena, yeah, Selena. Was that when she was shot? Yeah, and then there was another TV star that someone showed up at their door too, like a TV star. I think it was a young woman TV star. Someone showed up at their door too. We didn't shoot her, but yeah, Selena. Yeah, that's, people are delusional. That's so sad. I know. Yeah, that's why he didn't. Then there was a movie made about it, right? Did Jennifer Lopez play her in the movie, or was it someone else? That was a Selena movie? Who? Yeah, Jennifer Lopez played Selena. I think that's put Jennifer Lopez on the map, right? That's another person was killed by a stalker, Christina Grimmie. No, I think they were talking about Selena, but there's a second one, I guess. That's why CC sold her soul. 1999 Jennifer Lopez or present day Angel Reese. I'll pass on that one. You guys twisted what I said around last time. How about Sydney Sweeney was better than both? How's that? All right. I'm not going to compare it to. I like Sydney Sweeney though, and I liked what's her name? Oh, God, I'm drawing a blank. Sydney Sweeney. That's delectable. All right, don't get me started, guys. We're on the air. Get what video? Go get that video and watch and see who was right. About what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not getting any younger. And you are, Joseph, you're getting younger? Oh, I said near perfect body. Basil, you can. I got it on tape. I got it on tape. You guys said perfect body. I said near perfect body. But anyway, all right. Okay. Do we have any women on this thread today? Speak up. No. All right. 25-year-old Sydney Sweeney or 25-year-old Scarlett Johansson. There you can. There's a comparison for you. Before Scarlett Johansson had any kids. All right, you can tease me all you want. Yeah, I'm just saying. I was just trying to make it a fair comparison. Before Scarlett had kids and she was younger, so Sydney Sweeney or Scarlett Johansson, 25-year-olds of each of them. I think Sydney Sweeney's around 25 right now. So. Who's Evan E? Did you forget to take your meds? Why is Satu so popular? She can only play half a season. I know that is a concern that she's been injured a lot. And I forgot to bring it up in the video. I had it in my notes and I forgot to bring it up. She has been injured a lot, but she's pretty young. I don't think, if she was older and always injured a lot, then you're saying, her chance of getting injured even greater. But Satu's only 26, so we'll see. I think she's going to end up with a fever. I don't agree with two broadcasters, and Mick was one of them. And I think Ben said the same thing. Someone else said the same thing, that she's going to end up with New York. I don't think New York has much to offer. But one year she played almost an entire season. Let me look at her stats because I'm pretty sure I looked this up before. The year she made All-Pro, she played almost every game, which is 2 years ago. She played 38 games in 2023, but she didn't play 40, right? They said she played almost every game. And the other years she played 16, 17, 11, 38, and 15. So that's not a good sign. Maybe they should go with someone who can play. Right. I know. I remember 38 games. I said almost 40 games. Maybe they should go for someone who can play 38 games instead of 16. Oh, Basil thought Scarlett was overrated. Go watch Match Point. Match Point. She was at her sexiest. And is that called Match Point, that Woody Allen movie? She was irresistible in that movie. And Scarlett Johansson. Keira Knightley. Okay, she's not the most beautiful actress of all time, but she's pretty. All right. Go watch Match Point. That's not a normal Woody Allen movie. It's not a normal movie. So it's different than other Woody Allen movies. I'm serious. Go watch that movie. You will have a whole different view of Scarlett Johansson. Stephanie is going to pick up the pace. Yeah, 44 games in 2025. I'm glad. That's 4 more times you can watch. All right, go watch Match Point before you judge her. I'm telling you, Match Point. She was irresistible in Match Point. And it's a good movie, too. It's 7.6 on IMDb. I don't know what it is on... just look it up. Let's see. What's that? Rotten Angels. Let me just see. Rotten Tomatoes. Let me just see what Match Point gets on that one. Match Point. Scarlett Henson is a nice face. I don't know. You're talking about average face. My God, are you serious? 77 by the critics, 81 by the fans on Match Point on Rotten Tomatoes, and 7.6 by IMDb. So it's a very good movie. Jennifer Garter's she's too jawly looking. I think she's pretty, but she's not the prettiest. Jessica Alba, I find more attractive than Jessica Garner. I agree with Jessica Alba's smoking. But we'll see. Jen Connolly. Jen Connolly. What about if you're just talking about actresses? If you go watch Ingrid Bergman, The Goat. What was that? Oh, geez. I'm not sure who the most beautiful woman of all time is, but yeah. All right, maybe she's not really an actress, but Christy Brinkley would be really high up there for just best face. So for me, I like Christy Brinkley's face, but Billy Joel knew what he was doing. Yeah, she has a great face. Just everything about her eyes, her smile, everything about it. Yeah, she's had some work done, but she still looks fantastic for her age. I remember I saw her on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Yeah, both there. She's pretty. She's not as pretty as Christy Brinkley, though. Oh, Raquel Welch, for sure. I was trying to think of the prettiest. I think Raquel Welch overall could be as good looking as any woman. But Marissa Tomei, yeah. Raquel Welch. Welch. I think it's Welch, right? Welch with a C. Yeah, Raquel Welch, she just died like last year. She was definitely a fantasy if you grew up during that time period for people. Her and Sophia Loren in that time period. They were like fantasies of people. Fourth most attractive woman in prehistoric times. Yeah, I guess is the 60s prehistoric time? Could be. Right now, it seems so far away. Okay. You want one on Unrivaled? All right. Yeah, I think that league's going to be a bust. Without Caitlin Clark, it's a bust. I don't know what they're thinking. I know why they wanted to do it because they didn't want to go offshore, overseas to play, but I don't understand why they think that's going to be popular. I just don't get it. There's like 12 investors. $11 years ago. Oh, really? She's leaving Alzheimer's disease. Shakira. What about Pam Grier? If you want to go old time, I know Rob likes Pam Grier. We talked about her the other day. Michelle, you mean Michelle Nichols? Yeah, she was pretty hot on Beat Me Up. She was pretty hot on Star Trek. There's a lot of hot women in this world. None of them are in the WNBA, though, almost. Very few in the WNBA. Yeah, Pam Grier. So what did you guys think of a couple people said they didn't like the video that we did on Joy Taylor. They said it was a little too salacious. And I hadn't done anything like that. I was just I think she's I really don't like the fact that she was going to accuse the guy of rape if she needed to. It was bad enough everything she was doing before that, but I felt she deserved to get picked on and brought down a peg, especially when she has that dumb take on Caitlin Clark where she made up the fact that Caitlin Clark wasn't known before the finals. So, anyways, I don't know. I always had a thing for Halle Berry. Anyways, but so there you go. There's another one. Throw another one out there. Biracial one. I agree that Tammy's injury may have affected him. She had 3 different injuries last year, and she's 32, but I still like her as a fit on the team. Who's Miss Banks? I don't know who Miss Banks is. I'm just confused by that comment. Yeah, Holly has that universal look to her with the biracial look, so she's got crossover appeal. Oh, really? February 93 centerfold. What was her name? Miss Banks? She autographed it for you. All right. Is that all she did for you? Is autograph? That's it. Yeah. All right. I may get interrupted for a second to let my friend in. He's coming to watch the football game. He's leaving he's just leaving at a certain time. Oh, Holly, is she difficult to deal with? I've heard a few things about her. I heard that about Raquel Welch too, that she was difficult to work with. But you don't know how true it is. Some people hit on the person. They don't like to be hit on. Who knows? Who's Jennifer Leroy? I don't even know who that is. So, hang on. Oh, I can't drink scotch tonight. They told me I couldn't drink for 24 hours. So, Scarsdale surprise. Oh, you got well. That's right. She was on Seinfeld once. She was on Mork and Mindy once too. That was funny. For 24 hours, they said I couldn't have alcohol. I had a biopsy today. Said I couldn't drink. I don't know the results. Here, yeah. I'm sure that's what my out visit said. No beer, no alcohol, beer, and wine for 24 hours. Avoid important decisions for the next 24 hours. Yeah, my PSA was high. And so they did a biopsy to see if I have cancer or not. I won't know for a week until they do a pathology report. My brother and my cousin had it. Apparently it runs. I'm blaming my grandfather. Yeah, I had my first colonoscopy 2 months ago. It was fine. They had one small polyp that was benign. They said come back in 7 years, but I'll go back in 5. It wasn't that high. It was like 4.4. They don't even worry about it if it's over 4. So it wasn't that high. Then I did another test 2 months later. It was 5.4. So, anyways, I know I'm really healthy. So, and they're going to catch it early. They're going to catch it really early. So, because this is like, they don't even look at it unless it's over 4. So, yeah, I don't mind sharing it. I'll give you the results in a week. If they're going to catch it early, then I don't have much danger. My brother, they caught it later because he forgot to get his blood test result 1 year, and it went a 2-year period, and it had ballooned up on him. Ballooned up. It went from like 2 to 20 something. You know. The colonoscopy wasn't bad. I was out. I don't remember the colon. It was the prep work I didn't like on the colonoscopy. I didn't like the prep work for this biopsy. I had to do 2 enemas. The colonoscopy, you just got to drink all this stuff, and you're just on the john a lot. By the way, so I'm in the hospital today, right? And I got these 2 nurses, then I got another nurse, then I got another, and then I get all sorts of maybe 10, 12, 15 different people I was interacting with. And the last one I got to interact with was finally a very pretty, blonde, attractive nurse. I think my friend was already in the room at that point, the one that's coming over in a few minutes. And she says, "Do you need help getting dressed?" I wanted to say yes so bad. Of course I do. It was funny. I finally had an attractive nurse. There's all sorts of people that was in and out, moved me around. None of them were attractive. And I finally get an attractive nurse, and I'm about to leave. And she said she need help getting dressed. My friend's in the room. I couldn't even say yes as a joke. Oh, well. Yeah, you can't even say it as a joke. That would have been like they'd throw me out of the hospital or something. But it was obvious I was okay. You know, I was just sitting there. I was very functional. So I was surprised she said that to me, though. Especially as my friend was there anyways. But that was it. So who's going to win the game tonight? Minnesota or the Rams? Last I looked, it was a 2-point line. So I got Minnesota, but the Rams, man, they're a scary team the way they finished the season offensively. But Minnesota's looked really good all year. It surprised people. Well, it's in. Well, because I don't know if the line changed, but that's because Rams were home at first. Now they're not really home. They're in Arizona, right? So they don't really have as much of a home field advantage they had before. 2.5 Minnesota. Over under is 47.5. Well, the Rams played well the second half of the season. If you look at I think, let me just see. I don't want to quote the exact number of games that they won at the end of the year, but they lost to the Seahawks at the end, but they won 5 straight before that. So, including beating the Bills, 44-42. So you can't take them lightly. They started out the season poor, and then they won 5, 8, 9. They won 9 out of 11 games before losing their last game. So that's not a team I'd want to play, even though they lost their last game. They only lost 30-25. Yeah. We'll see. I have Minnesota winning, but you got a good quarterback, and there were 2-star receivers have been healthy, and that's why they started winning again. So, Basil, I didn't write down your picks. You were supposed to do them on the video, but you can remind me what your picks was. I keep track just for the fun of it. You put them in the thread last week, so I'll take your word for it since we're just doing it for fun. But I had my Packers in an upset just because I didn't take them last year. I look like an idiot when they won. So we'll see. Basil picks the exact opposite of yours. That was funny, boxing. Yeah, you did put them in the thread last week. I just don't remember what they were. I didn't write them down. I told you to put them on the video that we did with our picks. And anyone who made picks in the comment, I said noted, and I wrote them down in a folder. Last year, I did it with 5 other friends, 6 people, and I won last year. I had Notre Dame over Penn State. I took Notre Dame and Ohio State. I think I'm going to take Ohio State, but I really am rooting for Notre Dame. Notre Dame could win this game. They just don't have enough of a passing tact for me to pick them to win. They just don't. And college football, if this was the 70s, I'd take Notre Dame, where there was not much of a passing attack in college football. But right now, the quarterbacks have gotten better. The offensive schemes have gotten better for passing. To beat a really good Ohio State's got a good passing attack compared to Notre Dame. Then they both have really good defenses. So we'll see. When is that? Is that a week from today? Is that next Monday? Oh yeah. So you took the Chargers? Okay. I got the Vikings wrong. So, and I also got, I took the Chargers too. And I got 3 wrong already. So I think I was 2 and 3. I did bad. Last year I did well. Next Monday. Basil, did you pick Washington or did you pick Tampa Bay? Because Tampa Bay was favored. Rob's 2 up on me because he picked Washington. I don't know if I want a really cold Super Bowl. They did that in the New York game once. I'd like to see it. I don't want to see it in a dome. I'd like to see it in like 40 to 50 degree weather. Yeah. All right. It's in the thread. I just know I'd have to retrieve it. I don't even know how to do that. I think I can. I can go to the video. I think that when I go to the video, the thread's there. Yeah, it was early in the thread probably. Anyways, I usually just did it by email. This time I just went phone calls. My friends and I just do pick, and we do it. We bet $1, just jokingly bet $1, and you don't have to get the points or anything like that. You just have to pick. You get 1 point for the first 2 rounds, and then 2 points for the AFC Conference Championships and 2 points for the Super Bowl. So there's 13 games, and you can get 16 points is the most you can get. So you get 1 point for the first 10 games, and then 2 points for the last 3 games. So you can get 16 points. So you get at least that way you get a chance. You don't overrate any of the games, but at the same time, you get a chance to catch up on the 3 most important games. You had Chargers. Okay, so you got that one wrong, right? Ravens, Bills, Vikings, Commanders, Eagles. All right, so you only got 1 wrong. Yeah, you had the same. You had the same as Rob. Yeah, you and Rob had the same, and my other friend had the same picks as you guys did too. Okay. So going into today, then you're 4-1 going into today. All right, I'll write it down. Let me see where I had someone else's thing I wrote down. My friend coming over, he picked all the favorites. I go, you can't pick all the favorites. You'll never win when you pick all the favorites. You usually got to pick an upset or 2. The first weekend you should probably pick 2 upsets. I only picked 1 because I just didn't like any of the upset picks. And then the next weekend you should probably pick 1 upset because there's 4 games. If you really last year I had 2 upsets and I got them both right. I think I had 3 upsets and I got 2 of them right. So I was 2 games above the favorites last year. I had a good year. It's hard. It's really hard. Anyone could win those games. Any team that makes the playoffs can beat another team, any other team. So, let me see. I think I wrote down someone's picks. I wrote them down here somewhere. I'll put yours down. She's built like a brick. You like the way she's built? I don't know where I put them. Hang on a second, guys. Hello? All right. I'm on the air for just till 8 o'clock, but I'll come let you out, okay? Yeah, I let you in. Okay, it's no problem. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I think it was start at 8. We look it up. It started at 8, right? Yes, sir. I think it starts at 8 tonight. Tonight's game starts at 8, not 8:15. That's weird. Yeah. This is in Arizona, right? What channel is it on? What's up, guys? All right, so we're gonna watch the game. We were supposed to watch the Bills game together because he grew up near Buffalo, my friend here, and he couldn't get away from the family. So we're gonna watch this game tonight. Let's see. I think it's what channel is it on? ABC. All right. Oh, we're gonna get Joe Buck. I do not live in a bad Center City in Philadelphia is actually nice. It didn't used to be when I first moved here. It's nice. It's just that the fire department's a block and a half away. So you hear those sirens. And then there's always cops going up and down the main Broad Street. I live right by Broad Street. I actually live in a nice neighborhood. But you can hear sirens all the time. But it's still a nice neighborhood. It's weird because Broad Street is a main street. Let's see, let's give me the TV on. So ABC. It's not coming on. I can't turn the sound on anyways. Whoops.
To contain those fires.
Get ABC on. All right. What is this? Oh, and ESPN. All right, you guys. So you guys, anyone picking the Rams today? Any broads on Broad Street? Yeah, there's lots of. Yeah, Philadelphia and the suburbs have good-looking women. It's not right, Tom. It's a pretty good-looking town. Yeah, it's Philadelphia is. I mean, it's not. I'm sure it's not as good as say, L.A. or Vegas or New York City, or maybe Miami. But it's, yeah, in the cities that I've lived in, the Philadelphia women are good-looking, and it's got a lot of people if you include the counties around it. It's got 1.5 million in the city, and then over 5 million because they have 4 counties that surround it, and like a circle. It's over 5 million, 5 to 6 million. So that's a lot of people. But if you like, I've gone to what do you call it, tailgates? Like Tom and I, the guys here, we went to a tailgate for the Buffalo Bills game when they played the Packers, and we were hanging out there. And I go to tailgates at the Eagles games, and the difference in the quality of the women is like night and day between Philadelphia and Buffalo. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. It was the women in Philadelphia at the football games are 10 times better looking than the women in Buffalo. It was unbelievable, the difference. You wouldn't even believe that you're both at a tailgate at both times. Oh, who's singing? They got someone singing. Someone pretty. Who is this? The sound's off. I don't know. I got someone singing. Yeah, I'm sure the women in Miami are very good looking, but Buffalo, no. I grew up in Rochester, New York. That the same quality woman as a Buffalo is in Rochester. Who is this singing? I don't know. She's nice looking. I'll have to rewind it and find out. I don't know. Anyway, someone's singing. Hey, but the Bills, a great game next week. I can't wait for Buffalo and Baltimore. What a matchup. It's going to be great. San Diego is good looking women. I've only been there for like to go to the zoo, I think. So I don't know. Yeah, you see San Diego, Southern California, so you're gonna get anytime you're near the beach, there's money, the weather's warmer, or there's entertainment, you get better looking women. So Buffalo doesn't have any of that. Rochester, New York has at least the beach, Lake Ontario. So that's why you get like Florida. Who obsessed with it, printing a record woman. Oh, who knows? Anyways, so I'm hoping for a good game today. There's been some blowouts this weekend. Packers never got their act together. Too many turnovers. So, anyways, Carrie Underwood is singing at the Trump inauguration. Oh, no comment on that one. She's always on. She does the introduction on what? An NBC, Sunday Night Football. You can tell she works out with weights by her legs. The Bills Eagles in the conference Bills and Bills for the Super Bowl. Oh, Bills, Eagles in the conference championship wins. Okay. And Bills for the Super Bowl. They could win it. I was taking Detroit over the Bills. My second choice is the Bills over Detroit because I think the Bills are going to be in the Super Bowl. So I don't know for sure. They got to beat Baltimore and Baltimore, Kansas City, or the Bills. Those are the three teams that are going to be in the AFC. One of those three. But I'm taking the Bills. In the NFC, you got Detroit. You got the Eagles. I think those are your two teams that are going to end up in the Super Bowl. One of those two. The Eagles are going to have to play in Detroit, though. So, but Detroit's had a lot of injuries. A lot of the defenders. So, we'll see what happens. Anyways, hopefully Rob will be back next Monday. And next Monday is the college championship game. We'll talk about that. I'm rooting for Notre Dame, although I think Ohio State's going to win. And Basil, you need to make a pick for the 4 games next week once they come out. You're going to have to send me an email or something. Send me an email or put it in one of the videos. I read all the comments. Thank you, Bobby. Well, if I have it, they caught it early. That's why I'm not losing sleep over it. Right, but you got to make picks for next week too. And we're not doing a show until Monday. So you can send me an email or you can put it in one of the videos and I'll write it down. Tom always picks all the favorites. He doesn't pick any upsets. I go, what are you doing picks for? My mother could do that. She could just say, who are the 4 favorites, 6 favorites. Last year you were the same way, Tom. Anyone wants to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. I'm going to end this at 8 today sharp because the game starts in 2 minutes and 31 seconds. All right. Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Eagles for next week. All right. Well, that's a safe bet. Yeah, can't disagree with those picks. The only one that, Ravens could beat the Bills, but I'm taking the Bills. All right. I got it. Bills, Eagles. I'm in Philly. So if the Philadelphia wins, the parade goes right by my house. Yeah, we need more subscribers. The subscribers things, ever since Caden Clark's season ended, the subscribers list went slow. So people are just waiting for Caden Clark to come back, fans to come back. All right, we're hoping for a good game. There have been a few blowouts coming up here. So who are the experts picking on TV? 2 are picking the Rams. 2 are picking the Vikings. Yeah. Yeah. Could be. I mean, you never know who's going to win. I don't want to see Kansas City get a 3-peat, though, because I'm a Packers fan. They're the only team that's ever won 3 championships in a row, and they've won it. They've done it twice. 1929 to 1931 and 1965 to 1967. Packers, the only team in NFL history to win 3 championships in a row. And we don't want that to end. They would have won 3 Super Bowls. They would have beat Buffalo in 1965. Buffalo won the championship in the AFL 2 years in a row. They had Lou Saban as coach, 64 and 65, as the last time they won the championship. They did win 4 AFC titles. Couldn't bring home the big one. Anyways, you guys, thanks for joining. We'll see you next Monday. And I'll have some videos out tomorrow. We'll find out about Caden Clark, get a stalker. He got arrested. We'll see what gets up with that. All right, see you later. Enjoy the game.